Guys, we're finally here. This is extremely rare, guys. Look. Y'all don't understand how long this is taking for this to happen. This is a very, very special moment in a special place. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Birds and everybody. I wanna just get into it. This person is more than a creative director. She's just that. You know what I mean? Whatever the real nucleus of creating is, this is that person. You know what I mean? And we're very, very honored for her to be here today. So much I'm gonna let you just introduce yourself. Tell everybody what your name is.
That was a beautiful intro, though.
I try.
I'm Jasmine.
The greatest. Guys, we're here.
Well, we're here.
How you doing? How's everything going?
I'm good. I'm glad I'm here. I remember when you were telling me you were starting this.
Hey, it was like 2 months ago, but I mean, we're here
Yeah.
though. You know what I mean? I mean, we did it though. You know, we
No, you've been doing it, and it's been really, really cool. It's been great to see everybody coming in, and I like the questions you asked too. It's cool.
I'm trying. You know, that's like the biggest thing. I don't, but see, like I was telling you earlier, I don't kind of call myself like a podcast journalist person. I'm like a conversationalist. You
Yeah.
know, we like to have conversations. You know what I mean? And they just might have a question or two in them, but what conversations don't? You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
I wanna just kind of jump into it like immediately. Like let's get the background. You know, where are you from? This I couldn't even when I first met her, I didn't know where she was from. She sounds like so many different things. So, but just kind of give us a little bit of the background. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to know you.
Yeah. From Chicago, Lowen.
Had to put that low end part in there. 'Cause I was about to
been
ask what side.
there, been there, yeah, my whole life until I decided to actually move to LA in 2019. Came out
Yeah, for a
here,
minute.
yeah, came out
Yeah.
here, but then didn't like it.
No one ever does when they first come out.
And then I left. I like packed everything and went to New York. But I moved in a weird time because it was like right before COVID hit.
Mm.
But during COVID, when everything shut down, I was actually in LA. So
It's not a bad. It wasn't that bad to be out here because it didn't get that bad, but it
yeah,
got pretty bad.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was interesting. Like
yeah.
I remember like the first day that they announced on the news like, oh, LA shutting down. I was actually with my friend, Hey True, and we were off of the acid, and I was shooting his video, and I just remember seeing it on the news, and like everybody was calling me like, "Yo, do you see the news? Like the world is shutting down," and I'm like, "Damn, like I'm off acid, like I don't know, like." And people thought like, "Oh, did you have a bad trip because of that?" But I didn't. I was having the time of my life, and I don't know, everything felt good. Like I just knew it was gonna be a good year, and minus all the bad stuff
Yeah.
that
So
happened,
despite what
like
was going on, but
yeah,
yeah,
like it was still like a really really great year for me.
yeah. I mean, even with that, I mean, COVID really did. I feel like COVID stopped a lot of like big shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like even like certain events. But as far as like the groundwork and things like that, I feel like people were definitely still like outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no one really took a break. You know what
I
I'm
feel like
saying?
if anything, like during COVID, people tapped in or even learned another form of art they wouldn't have touched
Mhm,
and just like explore different things. Like I know myself, I was trying to do like 3D animation
mhm.
and I made a couple things and then I absolutely hated it. And I was like, I can't do
But
this.
that's what it's like when you first start anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like those first couple of projects are always like,
most definitely. And
yeah,
I think too, like, I don't know, like I've always been the kid that just never stuck to one thing at a time, but I think that's what life should be about. Like just try everything and anything cuz you'll fall in love with it, you'll fall out of love with it, and I think that's part of the process, like just trying it all, seeing what
yeah.
you like.
No, I mean, because we just having because I'm gonna circle back to that
That's
conversation we had
fine.
now back, but I mean, it's it's instinctive to like kind of be curious about things, especially if you're kind of already creating and stuff like that, because kind of everything I feel like interconnects with each other, especially I mean. If you're, you do video, you can like photography, and that can lead to directing, that might lead to script writing, and and that then the rabbit hole kind of opens. You know what I'm saying? But I can see that, but I do want to say too. I feel like definitely during COVID, it helped people. I would say catch up. You know what I'm saying? If you felt like you were falling behind, or you weren't doing enough, or stuff like that, that definitely gave everybody kind of like the median to like okay, you could try what you didn't think that you had time to do before, because now there ain't nothing open, so now you have
Mm.
to. You know what I'm saying? But kind of wanted to circle around that too. So like I want people to kind of know everything that you got going on, like, you know what I mean? Because we can sit here all day and just list shit, but I mean, I rather you give the cliff notes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just go ahead, just lay it out there.
Man, well, in Chicago, started throwing a lot of parties with my friends and did that a lot. Did a lot of things, cool things in Chicago, and then kind of transitioned to directing more. Like I shot a couple people's music videos out there,
Mm.
and then I started directing amateur porn, and I would just scout people
That I did not
online.
know.
I
Yeah.
would scout people online, and it was really really cool. Like a lot of like couples actually came up to me and wanted me to shoot them, so it was pretty interesting. And from there, like I went to LA, went to I don't know what year was this, maybe 2017, and I randomly went to Bobby Hundreds had a party that summer,
Mm.
and I went and I met these like two random white guys that worked for Bang Bros, and I told them like, "Yo, I've been doing amateur.
That's such a crazy.
Can
I'm
I?"
sorry. That's such a crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, continue. I'm sorry. I had to say something.
So started like just kind of told them like, "Yo, I've been doing amateur. Can I come on set? Can I just like just see what
Yeah.
it's like to it?" And they were with it. Let me come on set. They fucked with my energy, so they let me start directing more. Um, but I just wanted to like kind of change the way we we view adult film, make it
Hmm.
more artsy.
Yeah.
But then when I got to the production company, I realized like, oh wow, I actually don't have creative control.
I mean, hey. I mean,
Yeah.
sex
So
sells, but it's sold a very specific way.
very, very specific. It was
Yeah.
very, very cringe. So I started exploring more like directing avenues, started doing more commercials, music videos. And I feel like as of last year, everything kind of went full circle with me going back to the party space, throwing parties again,
Hmm.
working with Brittany Bird.
Hmm.
We've been doing a lot of cool stuff out of this space
Hmm.
and continue to do more cool stuff. And I feel like after that, I just went full into
Yeah.
just throwing events, as well as designing too. I
Yeah.
love
I
fashion.
said, come on now, you gonna leave out that part. Not gonna let you say, come on now.
Got to work with
Yeah.
Kehinde, which super cool guy.
Nah, cause y'all really, side note, cause I wanna circle back, cause I did not know the porn thing. I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Like dead ass, like, cause people think I'm like sarcastic when I like try to like be excited about things. Like, no, cause I dead ass didn't know. This is a real life reaction. Um, what exactly? Because I mean, as a videographer, person, director, whatever you want to call it, that shit seems so boring to me. Because I mean, and I mean, it's. I think that was like, because you know how people are always joking like, oh, you're gonna go shoot, like direct porn. I don't think I would want to sit there and hold a camera, but how are you going about it to make it more artsy? And I mean, YouTube is, let's use good words, because YouTube is really fucking annoying. So, but I'm just so curious. You know what I mean?
So when it came to amateur, it was definitely like easier for me to get more creative with it because
Yeah.
I was like the one actually writing the treatments and stuff. But like like porn is really for the male gaze, and I wanted to change that. I wanted it to be like also more for the women.
What?
So what you mean by it?
Say wait. It's for the male gaze.
Yeah, like that's the term you would say.
Okay.
Male gaze. Like
Okay. For the male, yeah,
it's for men.
yeah, it's for men. Okay.
And I wanted to like change it and
Mhm.
be more like for women as well and
Okay.
make it a little bit more artful, and less like for men, if that
Okay,
makes
no,
sense.
I get you. Let's see what you're saying.
But of course, like doing amateur is easier that way.
And especially if you're working with couples and stuff like
Hmm.
that, it's probably a
Total
lot
creative
more.
control.
Yeah.
Because like one of the things too, when I started working for the production company, like the main searched thing as of that year was the stepdad stepdaughter scenario is so
That's
cringe.
crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
I think that's still a thing though.
I'm pretty sure too.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I don't know stuff I didn't want to work on, and there's
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that happen in that space that sucks.
Again, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that world is very, very interesting. And I mean, I mean, I know a couple people that are in that, but they're, they're performers, anything else. But I
Mhm.
mean, I feel like it's with a lot of the more emerging companies. I feel like it might be getting better. Now, again, I'm not anywhere in that world, and I don't know, but it just from what people post and how they kind of talk about it is just it looks like it's getting better, or at least like there's more options.
Mhm.
So it's not so kind of kind of cut and dry, I guess you can say. But I mean, that's interesting as fuck. I did not know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, like I really have mad respect for a lot of sex workers,
Same.
and I would love to like just kind of highlight them more as well as
Mhm.
people. It's because it's just like people just have like these stereotypes.
I mean, even another thing that that came from the pandemic was the OnlyFans stuff, and
Yeah.
and how it. I mean, shit, niggas are bored. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
again, sex sells, but it's very specific. You know what I mean? And that realm of that sells very well, especially if it's with somebody that's around the corner. In a sense. But like, I just think again, like there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? It's way for people to make money. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So go for it. You got to get your bread. That's what we preach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter how you get it, as long as you get it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People out here buying Teslas off that shit. Like that shit's crazy as
Yeah,
hell.
buying houses,
Buying houses and
everything.
cribs, like the whole nine.
And I just feel like if you're happy, why not? Unless you're getting like forced into this and you're being sex trafficked, and that's like
Yeah.
a whole other
No,
side of things. It's just like
we don't support sex trafficking at all.
No, none of that shit.
None.
So
But also, I mean, so even with that, I mean, the whole because I want to talk about this very badly, but the whole creative director idea, or the thing that we were talking about, and I mean, I feel like as something that you've done a lot, because even with like the clothing designing, the directing, because if y'all don't know, she didn't say nothing about it, but she just did some crazy BTS for this Jim Jones video, which I mean I haven't seen a real video yet, but she did a lot better than what the real video is from the pieces that I've seen. So hey man, say man, you got to get your flowers where your flowers is due. You know what I mean? You went crazy. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
But I want to say too, just how do you think or how do you feel the creative director space is oversaturated? I will want to start it off with saying this is a very oversaturated title for people that aren't actually that. But where do you kind of see it as, and what do you kind of define it as too?
So for me too, like I started saying creative director because I do too many things that aren't in one medium.
Mhm.
And it just became hard to like explain to people what I actually do. And I like keeping kind of like a mystery around things as well. Like fuck it, you don't know the details of what I do, so I'm gonna keep it vague and just keep going. But it's just like I think a lot of people don't understand that creative director, it's not just about making the art.
Mhm.
Like the first thing I'm asking is, okay, what is going on and why am I gonna do this? And how am I gonna do it? Like
Yeah.
it's all about the strategy of like why you're making the art.
Gotta have the plan.
Yeah, you gotta have the plan. So it's a lot of research. It's a lot of like, okay, what makes sense? And then based on that, I'll create the idea
Mhm.
and then execute it based on that.
And when you say research, you're researching topic or the person, or kind of you could say be vague and say the task at hand, but the task at hand could be if you're doing a video or something like that, is going to be not only the artist and their aesthetic and what they want for the video, but the song and and so on and so forth, right? Like something of that nature.
Yeah,
or-
like knowing who the brand or client is, as well as who's the target. What is the kid like? Is this kid going to school? Is this kid in college? Did they graduate? Are they into fashion? Like, what are they into? Because that's how this brand and client are making money or selling whatever they're selling. So I need to make sure I consider that as a factor. And even if they're trying to grow, like, who are some other targets they haven't tapped into, and how can they tap into them?
Hmm.
So just kind of questions like that. And just thinking like in advance, like how can I make this brand or artist elevate?
Yeah,
Because that's the ultimate goal at the end of the day.
not wrong.
And just creating this image for them that works.
And I mean, and the biggest thing with that, I mean, it's done very meticulously as far as like the step by step process. But even also with that too, from a brand point of view, because I feel like that's where that shit came from. Like I wholeheartedly think everybody became a creative director because they own brands
Mm-hmm.
or they're a part of brands.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's why I'm saying too. Like I think it's way outside of that. Like what I said earlier, you have to be. And again, this is my own kind of opinion, but I feel like you have to do multiple things outside of what you came into it doing. You know what I'm saying? Like because a creative director isn't it sounds plural when you say it. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just like I said, you do a lot of things that are outside of what you came in doing. So that's why I feel like, you definitely are the definition of what that is. You know what I mean?
Yes and no, because I also feel like there are people that just like stick to one medium and they're great at what they're doing. I just know me, like I don't know if that is like some type of mental disorder or something, because I just can't focus at one thing at a time. Like I
Yeah.
get so bored easily, so I
Yeah.
have to have different things, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm curious. Like if I don't know how to do something, I want to learn and do it.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just like I don't know. Also, like all these like labels and terms that these like corporate jobs created are just so like they're just kind of lame to me as well. I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe in them,
Mm-hmm.
but
So what I said.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
just like because I do so many things, saying creative director just makes sense and resonates to me because I'm like, all right, that's all I do is like storytell for brands, strategize for them, and then create the concept and execute it.
Yeah. Smack the shit out that shit. But I mean, no, and you do it very well. But
Yeah.
I've always just thought it was so interesting, kind of, to look around it, like what I'm saying, because I don't know that term to me when I started hearing it, you hear it a lot out here because everyone throws that fucking word around, and then come to find out they do one thing. But anyway, it's just one of
Yeah.
them.
I don't know.
It's,
I don't want to discredit them because it's like,
nah, we not discrediting nobody.
Nah, for sure.
I just think it's important to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a interesting I guess you could say notion with people, or not, and this is for anybody, just that to be very vague, and not vague like how you were talking about, this is not on you, but I'm saying there's a level, and you know what I'm saying, and that word comes out with that level of vagueness. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Where it's like, and then after you find out that it's not, you could have told me that you made clothes. You know what I'm saying? You could have told me that. You didn't need to tell me you're a creative director and then it be that. But
Yeah,
I
it's just
mean,
that, yeah.
but sometimes that kind of opens up doors for other things. You know what I'm saying? So I get the play and I respect the hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody's entitled to whatever they feel that they are.
100%.
You know what I mean? So I just thought it was always like an interesting thing. But also too, you had a piece that somebody wore. I can't remember who wore it, but I remember the piece, and it was very fucking nice because I seen it in person. The one
Which
time,
one?
the woman had all the faces on. It was a jacket.
The puffer jacket? Or are
Yeah.
you talking about the
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 puff-
silk button up?
Well, both of them, because I've seen both of those in person.
Okay.
But the jacket, I forgot who wore it. And refresh my memory because I forgot. Tell you. You're doing good things, man. I'm not gonna let you just swivel out here without, you know what I
no,
mean?
definitely. So Chance just wore it recently when he was out in Venice.
You see how she just come on, man. You gotta, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, what?
Nah, he wore it. Yeah, it was super cool to see.
Wore the fuck out of it.
Yeah, he definitely did. He definitely did.
He wore the shit out of it. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's great to see, like, just someone else from Chicago. Like, damn,
Yeah.
like he's rocking it, and I fuck with that.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, and that's just, I'm guessing, it's through the grapevine, it made it over there.
Yeah, like,
You know
so
what I mean?
Kahende had a pop up in Venice,
uh,
and like I guess everyone was out there, so he must
Mhm.
have seen it at the pop up and bought it. But yeah, I was like, oh shit.
I was like,
As we were
yes.
sending it to him, I'm like, oh wow, this is so great.
You know, I feel like you gotta be happy for your friends, man. That's a very important niggas, man. Some people be mad as hell for their friends, you know what I mean? But I just thought that was fire, like, you know what I mean? Especially because I mean, and I want to, get into that too. Like you're designing, and I'm talking about you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying like you're designing, I guess, style and stuff like that is very, you know, kind of. I'm off the leash sounds crazy, but like just kind of like, very authentic. Very unique, especially just how you dress regularly. I can always pick you out of the crowd. No back, like even without the hair, you can be bald. Like I'm dead ass. Like I can pick you out of a crowd. But it's like, where are you pulling that from? Like, what's your your kind of your inspiration behind that? And I hate asking that fucking question, but I just think it fits so well with this because it's so out of the bubble.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what exactly do you're pulling that inspiration from? Like, where did that kind of stem from?
Um, honestly, a lot of anime.
Really?
Yeah, I love like just I don't know. Like I don't know. I feel like a video game character. I like
That makes so much
I'm in
sense.
a movie or something.
Her counts as movie character, video game character on it. I can kind of see that. You was talking about doing
Like some
voiceovers
jet
too.
set radio shit.
Oh man, no word. That's I mean, so you. Oh my bad, I cut you off.
No, it's okay.
But no, I just think it's that makes total sense. You know what I mean? Especially
Yeah.
if you wanted to do voiceovers and shit like that, which would be perfect. That would be super fire.
I would love to one
Bro,
day.
reach out to her because she's fire at that. But yeah, no, but and then even with the piece, like you just mentioned that you made a silk shirt, like who's making silk shirts? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's like where does your current work and all that stuff stemming from? Like, you know what I mean? Where are you pulling that from?
Man, I don't know. Like anytime people ask me like what inspires me, I'm like, man, like life, other people.
Mhm.
I love to people watch, like, and just like I don't know, soak it all in. Sometimes I feel like what was that movie? So I be feeling like I'm the kid from a Slumdog Millionaire, where I just like learn from so many different
Mhm.
moments, or like just getting inspiration from different people, like traveling different places, and I don't know, just kind of piece it together.
No, I mean, it shows because it's like, I always think it's like it's important or not important, but like I think it stands out for the people that that make clothes or do some type of designing or whatever the case is. Like the pieces that they make, like everybody can make a shirt. Everybody can make your regular collar shirt. Anybody can make pants. You know what I'm saying? But it's the way one is executed, and also two, like the other additive stuff that is that what that object is. Like, what I'm saying, you're making puffer jackets. It's not that's how you know you're not from here, because I don't think there's a fucking soul out here that owns a puffer jacket. Like,
I don't
it
know
doesn't
why it's so cold
it
here. I brought all my winter coats from Chicago here, and I wear them all.
it was 100 degrees where I was at today, and it was like 70. You said 70 something here.
Yeah.
There's no need for winter.
At nighttime, like right now, I could wear a jacket right now. It's so cold. It's so
It's
cold.
about to, like, I don't know. I just don't think, like, I don't know. I just couldn't walk around with a jacket in my back. Like, okay, like I'm gonna wear this jacket at 6 o'clock because it's gonna get cold. Like, no, fuck, I look like that's crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, y'all niggas just so different over there, but it's cold as fuck out there. So
Yeah, and it's all about like for us, like fashion is about layering pieces. So like jackets and all that is so important.
yeah, I just don't think. And I mean, I could be, niggas can crucify me if they want, but I just don't see a lot of niggas doing that shit. Like, I mean, it never gets that cold enough for niggas to wear 6 jackets. You know what I mean? They're or a hoodie and a thermal and an overcoat. Like,
I'm wearing thermals right now.
I know I'm like, yo, it's not that. Like I'm saying, y'all not from here, so it's just mad
So,
funny.
I'm
But
also like I just get cold so quick. There was a time here, like I think in February or some point where at nighttime it was like 36 degrees.
yeah, but isn't it like 36 degrees in the daytime where y'all at? Like with the sun?
But it's actually 36 there is warmer than 36 here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how are y'all cold? Because y'all bred for it. Like, it be like 2 degrees over there and snowing. We don't get like we might get snow every now and then, but it don't be sticking, and it's not even like anything. But it's like y'all get actual, like, I could throw a fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like That's what I'm saying. Like y'all be acting like it's actually cold. It's
Cause
like
I just came here to retire from the cold, but it's so cold here too.
I mean, it's isn't it like still cold? Like actually, like still like technically like winter like out there,
No,
or
it's
is it
so
back to
hot. Like
being
I think even earlier this week or last week, it was hotter in Chicago than here.
really?
Yeah. It
I
was like
don't.
100 degrees and here it was like 60.
But how long is y'all summer though?
It's long. And I think I feel like, I mean, I haven't been there in a while, but I feel like it's getting longer. I mean,
Really?
at this point, everything is fucked.
Well, I mean,
Everything's
it's done. Yeah,
changing.
it's done now. But I
Like, I
mean,
think someone had told me, so I don't know if I'm right. I haven't done my Google research, but somebody was mentioning how New York is officially considered tropical because the waters became so warm. Like, they'll see dolphins
oh shit.
in the water nearby. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how
it's over
warm.
with.
Even when I was just in Miami during Basel, when I was at the beach, honestly, I didn't even go anywhere. I just went to the beach, and I was noticing jellyfish on the shore,
Yeah.
and I thought they were alive, but come to find out, they were actually dead. And I was wondering, like, why is that? And they were just saying, like, jellyfish will do that when
The
the water
water's too hot.
becomes, yeah, too hot.
I watch my
Okay.
National Geographics. I know a little thing about some
Okay. See,
animals here and there.
I need to be on that too.
Nah, I'll be real. Side note, real quick. Like, if we were to go on like a talk show or like Jeopardy,
Yeah.
we would clean a house. I'm so good at knowing like just useless shit.
Shit like that.
Like
I
just shit.
love Jeopardy.
Any one of those little shows, like any like the Wheel of
I
Fortune.
love Will Ferrell. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really good. Like I'll compete with them one. I'm like winning.
After screaming at the TV, telling
Yeah,
like,
like I should be on this show.
I'm trying to tell you, I think it would be like I want to figure out how they get on that, and if I can figure it out, it's us.
I look, you want to make my like own version. Like, damn it, ooh, have like a game show
Don't say it on here, niggas will
theme.
steal that shit.
We'll cut this part out.
Yeah, I got you.
Do it here at the Bird Museum. Might as well.
I'm 3,000% down.
That'd be so cool.
We can
Wheel of Fortune,
and we can
Family
really shoot it
Feud,
crazy.
Deal or No Deal, Jeopardy.
No, literally, like all like Deal or No Deal. I feel was definitely like before its time.
Yeah.
Like I really appreciate Deal or No Deal.
That
Like,
was such an easy way to make money.
it really was. Like,
Some of them kids said no deal to like 500K and then lost it all. Like, damn, I would have said deal.
I'm not even. It died. Okay, that's fine. Just keep that one running. Damn.
There's no other battery?
No. I fucking burnt the other one. Hell. Anyway, continuing. But yeah, I felt like that was like my old man phase. I was watching the fuck out of Deal or No Deal when I was a kid. Like,
Yeah.
like literally, like that was such a fun. Like daytime TV back in the day used to be fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fun anymore. All the old niggas are like retiring. So like,
I don't even know what's on cable TV
I
anymore.
don't know. I stopped watching that shit when they started making streaming a
That's
thing.
what
I'm
I'm
not even
saying,
gonna lie.
like,
Like, you know
I
what
feel
I
like
mean?
since like even 2018, 2017, I just stopped.
Nah, because it nothing. I mean, now I think now they're about to put like cable's about to be finished now. Like
Yeah,
it's about
everything's
to
streaming. Yeah.
everything streaming and now all the the Nickelodeons and all that type of shit. Now you like I think it's kind of cool to watch like to see who actually owned these people.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's gonna be really interesting how they run it because so many of these stars are getting paid literally based on syndication, and now that there's gonna be no syndication deals for cable TV, it's like damn,
Well,
like
I mean, and again, I could be wrong, but I mean the same way that like they do like movies now, because now, like especially during like the pandemic, I was watching some interview and the nigga was like, now they have a certain because usually like when you drop a movie, it'll be like a certain amount of time it'll be in the theater like that. That's pretty much all your revenue. You know what I'm saying? But now they get like a separate revenue cut because it goes straight to streaming. Or they pick if it's gonna go to a theater or it's gonna go straight to streaming. So I'm gonna guess these actors are probably just they're gonna get a percentage, like everything else. They're gonna get a percentage of the movie, but they're probably getting like a good amount of that money up front because now it's not like how they can't guess how many people are gonna come into a theater to see it. Because I mean, I can't tell you the last time I rushed to a theater to see a movie. Like now, I'm about to wait till HBO drop in. I'm about to watch it on there. I'll wait a week. Like you know what I'm saying?
literally.
In a box office week with nobody going to see it and they're waiting for streaming, your movie pretty much flopped.
Oh, yeah.
No matter who you got in it. Like
Yeah.
if you really think about it. You know what I mean? But I mean,
People still going
people
though.
still gonna see
I
it.
definitely went.
I
Be
mean,
going.
I don't know. It depends on what it is. I've been
Yeah.
going to drive-ins lately.
Oh,
I
interesting.
really like drive-ins. Like the fact that like you took the radio onto the joint and you can hear it
Yeah.
through the car speakers. Like that's fire to me. Like I always thought that was cool. I want to make my own. Like
That
I
would
have
be
a whole
cool.
crazy idea. I also want to make a nightclub. But anyway, this is becoming about. This is also becoming about me. But it's anyway.
Okay.
But we just. I mean, that's the thing. We're actually friends in real life. So
Yeah, we're
this
just
is
having
not like
conversations. It's
this is.
okay.
Yeah,
It's
you know
not
what I mean.
just about me. It's
Nah,
you
nah,
in
it's
this too.
mostly you though. You know, you're the guest today. You know what I'm saying? I'm very happy that we can even make this happen. You know what I mean? Especially just with everybody moving around and working. I mean, a lot of us don't have a lot of downtime to sit down and actually whatever. Like, I mean, we've been texting for like 2 weeks
I
and
know.
they've been like
Doing
2 days apart.
Doing this, yeah.
And man, because we supposed to link last week or some shit like
Yeah.
that. But I can't remember what I did last week. But it's a blur.
Everything's a way.
It's everything's super blur. But I mean also too, what are we getting next? Because wait, before you answer that, you have a creative directive company, right?
I have a creative agency
creative agency.
Yeah.
There we go.
that I made. Wow, it's been actually like a year and a month now. Crazy enough.
What's the name?
It's called Freak Rehab. Started it with two of my friends, and yeah, it's been interesting. It's been really really interesting. I feel like there's been a shift in me too. I do not enjoy business operations. That is not for me. I
Mhm.
just like solely just want to make art, and
Yeah.
that's it. Like I don't want to have to worry about running a whole company,
Mm.
and that's kind of been like my reflection for the past couple months. Um, so just shifting how I've been working, how I've been moving. Still want to run Freak, but I think I'm going to change it from being like less about stating as a creative agency and
Yeah.
being more so like a lifestyle or community, even though
Mhm.
I don't like the word lifestyle either. But
Why not?
it's just like I don't know, just cringe.
Okay.
Cause I just like I don't like feeling like that you gotta follow this
It's
way
like it's
of
a
life.
mandate. You don't want to make
Yeah,
it feel like
like
it's mandated.
yeah,
Okay.
like this is just something I'm doing, and it's just my way to group in all my work in one cluster.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm still doing things as a creative agency, but I don't want to like full on be considered as a creative agency.
No, and I mean that makes sense. I mean, even with like what we're doing with this brand, I mean, it's gonna cut this out, but I'm gonna change this name soon. So
Okay.
you're the last interview that's probably gonna be with this name, or I'll just take out the part where I said the name at, but um back in. It's I want it to be a lot more than just like your podcast, shit where have people on. I wanna, do a lot of things. I wanna, throw events through this and things of that nature. So again, it's kind of the same thing. I just don't want it to be like your regular cut of the mill, podcast thing. Like, and the only reason why I started this is because I just think people like you and others that don't get the right type of shine. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of you niggas out here. I mean, that are doing amazing stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like groundbreaking shit. You know what I mean? Way better than the people that are getting the shine for it. And this is no knock on
Yeah.
them. They put in the 10,000 hours like anybody else, I would hope.
I'm also
Huh?
very quiet.
I know.
I'm very quiet.
And I'm so surprised she's down to do this. Like, you have no
I am
idea.
too. I was surprised myself. Even before coming here, I was like, damn, I'm really going to a podcast
To come over
Okay.
here and talk.
to talk. Like, am I really doing this?
Like, and I mean, it's like just it's crazy. That's why I was like, guys, this is very important. Like,
Yeah.
we don't get this a lot. You know what I mean? And for her to share, like, I was like, oh shit, I'm getting a story.
Yeah.
Like, look at this.
I like rarely share. Like, for the longest time in LA, when people would come up to me and ask me what I do, I would just tell them I'm a high school janitor.
And niggas believed you? Yo, I'm saying that shit for the rest of my life. I'm a high school janitor.
I love it. Like, I really love it.
You told me, like, they would ask questions and you're just like, oh yeah, it's good, good hours. You were just
They damn near don't even carry the convo that far. They're like, oh, walk away.
Exactly. That's exactly what we wanted.
I love it. Like I don't know. I'm okay with not being in the limelight. I'm
Hmm.
okay with people not knowing what I do because it's like fuck it. The right person will approach me and that'll be the person that I want to work with anyways. Because
Yeah.
I feel like you're doing it based on what you saw and you took the time to see it. And I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just not like I don't like to show off. I feel like I'm
Nah,
not that kind of person.
no, and I'm with you too. I mean, I don't like talking about anything.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even if people approach me with with videos that I've done, I'm like, oh, I get weird. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I get
Yeah,
fucking weird, and
me
it's
too.
like it's bad. And as much as I talk to people and shit like that, I fucking get weird as hell when people are like, oh, I've been watching you for a minute. It's just I turn into a fucking child
And I'm very stoic. I'm
as
very.
hell. You should see her pose. Yo, side note too, she's like one of the best models. Like we story time. We did I was great, I was chosen happily, by my good friends here to do a photo shoot thing here for them. And we were testing out the lights. Like some of the pictures I took of her, like without her even like really looking, like yo, she was made for this. Like, what do you mean? And then she posts like real fire pictures, like real creative, kind of like pictures too. So I mean, she's also a model too, guys. Like, don't let her not like get like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to give her time to tell it herself before I have to rat her out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to let her know. But I mean, no, I mean it's kind of goes with the whole thing. I mean, it's hard out here not to be around people that are always kind of talking about what they're doing or whatever the case is, and which is fine. You know what I mean? Some people
Some
like to
people
talk
need
about
to,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
some people
that's
have to
just
release it.
for
You know what I
them.
mean?
Yeah, I'm just like I'm not that, and I'm trying to work on it. Like my mentor told me, he's like, "Damn, when you speak, you're not speaking passionately." And
Mm,
I'm like, "True," because I'm just too stoic, so I could
mm,
see like why being that way might kind of scare people away or like not really understand me and be
yeah,
like, "Fuck is wrong with her?"
yeah. No, I mean, but I think like too, like I mean, there's a thin line between both of those. Like being passionate about something, then there's a couple of lines. It's like kind of like the four corners, like where like Arizona meets whatever the other else is over there. Because I don't know geography like that, but like it's kind of like a weird like triangle. Because if you're too over passionate, they're gonna just think like you're chasing clout, like you know what I'm saying. Or if you're too this, it's gonna be this. If this is there's no real right way to be about it, you know what I'm saying? But it's the same time you kind of want to be yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you are 100% yourself because I mean, even when I first met you, I was just like, ooh, like you're just interested in it, like interested as fuck. So I was like, okay, and then you know what I mean, just everybody else. So I mean, it made sense though. You know what I mean? I can see that. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's not passionate. I just think, like you said, like you got a lot of shit on your mind. You got a lot of shit going on. It's not gonna be a reason for you to sit there and try to list out everything you're doing. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, cause at that point, niggas gonna think you cap. You know what
Nah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure. Cause I sure do when people do that to me. I also for sure definitely deal with imposter syndrome as well. I feel like mad
Explain.
creatives do.
Explain.
Um,
Wait. Imposter syndrome?
imposter
Yeah,
syndrome.
tell me about that, cause I might have that too. I don't know what that is.
What's the Google definition? But it's like
I need like a nigga on the keyboard.
I know, right? That'd be like, hey,
Like Joe Rogan has yeah, yeah, exactly. Like he's already looking it up. He already got it on the screen.
I know, right?
Damn.
And of course, there's no Wi-Fi, but it's like,
Like Frank, look that up. Quick.
so this is the Google definition. It refers to an internal experience of believing that you are not as competent as others perceive you to be.
Yo.
Cause
Yo.
like to be honest, like, and it's crazy because mad people been reaching out to me, like they just want to hear me and be like, "Yo, how you doing this? How you doing this?" And like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know the fuck I'm doing. Like, I'm just creating."
I say that shit so much and niggas just think I'm cap as hell. I'm like when especially you take pictures like, oh, you did such a great job. So I was just pushing buttons. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, oh god,
like you know what I'm saying?
like I don't know. Like, and I'm very hard on myself. I'm very much so like once I finish a project, and I'm trying to do better on this too. Like I'm trying to someone explained it as postpartum. is like reflecting back on the
Yeah,
project you worked on, but I'm not that. Like as soon as I finish, I'm like, damn, what's the next 10 I gotta
what's
complete? Instead of taking my time and being like, wow, I just really did that. I was so proud of myself, but I'm very much so like, all right, what's the next? This is not enough.
because it feels complacent. It feels like no. It feels like I'm the same exact way, and that's kind of what this started out being because I
Mm-hmm.
got bored because nobody was here during Christmas, and I was like, damn, I
Mm,
need to do something else, and I was watching mad YouTube, but like shit like that. But I feel if I take a moment to congratulate myself on whatever, then it feels like I'm content. And if I feel content, I can't feel content. There's no way in hell I can feel content. So
yeah.
then I feel like that. Like it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool, that's done. Like now we gotta do the next thing. Now we gotta do the next thing. And I think this podcast is kind of the same way.
Mm,
That after I do a person, and no matter who it is or whatever the case is, it's like, well, okay, cool. Now I got like to do like 4 more. So I
yeah.
can never feel content so that it keeps
Yeah.
going. Damn, I'm probably definitely gonna have to cut that out. But anyway, that was a little too deep. But yeah,
That's
that but
okay.
that talk to me though. That's
No, it's
real.
good. Like people need to hear that because a lot of people don't even know what the term imposter syndrome
I've never
is,
heard of that.
and I feel like mad artists and creatives like 100% have that. It's just like, what the fuck are we really doing? But
Yeah,
it's just like, shit. It is what it is, and I'm just trying to learn to enjoy the progress and the
yeah.
process of it as well, and just like,
Really live in the moment.
yeah, living in the moment because everything is just so fast, and I
Niggas don't believe when you say that
definitely
either.
like, yeah,
It's one after the other,
yeah.
or multiple projects at a time.
And I barely even stay in the same city for that long.
Yeah,
I'll be dipping. I just like have a weird thing too when I just kind of like what you were saying too. Like when I'm too comfortable, I'm anxious.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
in I don't have anxiety at all. Like I've never been one of those niggas.
Okay.
And again, people that got it, it's what I'm saying, it's real shit. But
Yeah.
I'm anxious. I get very anxious like for almost nothing. Or like over everything, and it's like I can't sit there and congratulate myself or like reflect on how good something was because in my mind it's like, okay, well, you did that, so what else are you gonna do? What's
Literally.
what's the next step? Because you
Yeah.
can't you can't just stay at this step.
Literally.
You
I'll
know
be
what I
like,
mean?
all right, that was cute, but like, what the fuck am I doing next?
Exactly. Like it's not the job's not done yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's ugly.
And this year too, I had kind of like a moment because somebody asked me like, "What's the favorite project you ever worked on?" And I had to think about it, and I was like, "Damn, low key, none of them."
Yeah,
And
that's a hard truth.
reason
That's a very
it
hard truth.
is, and reason being because it's just like I'm doing everything for other people.
Before I let you keep talking about this,
Okay.
I forgot who said it, and if anybody knows, let me know. But they always said, you know, work as hard for yourself as you do for other people, and I I I never really understood that because again, like I was always trying to, get my foot in the door like everybody else, or try to, work as hard to get to, what I'm saying, whatever. But as of now, I understand it. And if you aren't, because in our eyes too, if you think if you work a lot for another person, do a lot for another person, then like it's going to flourish your career. Where sometimes, and just as well as I do, you might not get credit for it. You
Mhm.
might not be on it, especially if you wasn't the one handling the video in itself. You might not get credit for it. I
Mhm.
can sit here and name many projects that I'm on that I may or may not have gotten
Damn
credit
near
for.
the last 5, like
Come on, so it's like you definitely have to put yourself first and kind of plan out what you want to do because
yeah.
and I said this on the podcast yesterday. I was like, the whole part of this is lasting. Like that's the goal. We want to last. We don't do this shit for things not to last. You know what I'm saying? This isn't we're not gum. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's supposed to be good forever. So but continue. I'm sorry. I just really
No, it's
wanted
okay.
to
No,
yeah.
yeah. No, definitely. And I mean, it's great. It's giving me money,
Mhm.
I'm thankful, but I'm just like, I don't feel like I have reached my truest artist form until I'm literally producing my independent projects.
Yeah.
And it's been cool. Like I've been having really great opportunities,
Mhm.
met a lot of cool people, and just experienced mad shit by creating art for other brands or, artists and stuff. It's really really fun.
Mhm.
Um, but I definitely don't have a favorite project. I feel like until I like drop my own
Yeah,
thing.
until you do your own. I mean, I did the photo book stuff for a while, and I mean that was just being around and things of that nature. And I'm a big person in believing that you know like documenting is important. And there's a lot of times in the people that I'm very blessed to be around and whatever the case is. There's a lot of moments that go unseen, or a lot of stuff that a lot of people won't be able to see or won't be able to live that. And I've always just kind of thought it was important to show it,
Mhm.
like, you know what I mean, like, or showing human sides of people. You know what I'm saying? And like, so I mean, I've done those projects like on a photography level. I mean, again, didn't give myself a minute in time to not start the next one after I did the first one,
Yeah, literally.
which is complete hell. But it's side note too. I hate talking about myself. I really fucking do. And I'm about to get off myself here in a second. But like, all my cameras broke after I finished each project,
Wow, that's crazy.
and that's weird as fuck. And they're film cameras because I damn near only shoot film. But
Yeah, that's
it's like
interesting.
damn niggas was making me like, okay, nigga, like, you did the job, okay, like, do something else,
Now
or
it's
like, that was
done.
done, like, okay, like,
That
every
is interesting.
fucking contact spent like $1,000 a piece on them shits. Them niggas, because them niggas on Euphoria used it. Now it's a Euphoria
I
camera.
know.
Now it's fucking $2,000. I fucking hate people.
Which
Anyway,
one? Which
the
camera?
Contax T2 and
Oh,
and the
yeah.
T3,
Yeah,
like,
everyone has that now.
oh
Like
my
everybody.
god, it's like
It's
it's a
crazy.
good fucking camera. I
It
can't
is
cap,
good.
but it's just like, man.
I mean, I have a Canon little point and shoot, and I feel
Mhm.
like that shit is the same shit.
Me too. I ended up getting like one of the I got one too. But
Yeah.
because I don't even know what it's called, so I'm even to try is gonna sound crazy. But I just want to. But continue. My bad. I
No, it's
cut you off. We
okay.
went on a tangent, but I really wanted to touch on that.
Where we at? Oh,
Mm,
projects.
mm,
I was just thinking too, like, damn, I actually have done my own projects, but again, like, I be falling out of love with shit, and I'm just like, it's like out of my mind completely.
Yeah.
And even like parties, like, okay, that's technically me doing it with some friends and whatnot. But I like honestly, as much as I'm throwing a lot of parties, I do not care to throw parties.
But I mean, and also too, if you've done it for a while too, like, again, you kind of fall out of
Yeah.
love with it, with the events, especially if you're doing with other people, that's other minds, that's other opinions.
Especially like I'm not like people say you are a social person, but I don't feel like I'm a social person. But
That's the same thing. I'm telling you, as much as this has become like a thing for me, and like much I am like that with people. There's people that I like, obviously. I gotta fucking like you. Like, let's
yeah,
let's be honest now. But like, it's just hasn't changed me as far as outside of here. I'm still not the most talkative
hmm
person. I'm not gonna talk you down for an hour. This is because I actually like you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, you know what I mean? Well, I definitely think it's mind over matter. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But outside of here, no, it's a matter over mind. I'm not talking to you. Like, it's but continue. My bad.
No, my friends always tell me too, like, damn, we'll always find you in the shadows at a party. And I'm like, yeah, I do like find myself in the corner somewhere in the room, just like watching what's happening around me. But I think it's just like because I just know a lot of people and it's easier for me to like just put things together. That's why people just hire me for stuff.
Yeah, and I mean it's the relationships kind of to at the end of the day. And I mean, because you said something that I was actually still thinking about as we were as we are getting ready. You were just saying about the team thing, because even like what we had said before we started, just the entire kind of idea of like kind of like contracting. You know what I mean? You
Mhm.
just having the good relationships with people and knowing how people work or knowing what they do or whatever the case is a very important part of just
Mhm.
having a good event,
Yeah.
because technically we should take these things a day at a time
Yeah.
instead of thinking things through long term, in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same
And it
thing. I
just makes
mean,
more
I get a lot of people that that will hit me up and just be like, they wanna do something.
Mhm.
And it's grateful and I'm happy to see people see that I'm doing stuff. I mean, that's nice. But I mean, it's at the same time too. It's just like I have a very very like strict policy of don't make it hard for me. Like you know what I mean? Like if we're working together and whatever, and it just has to be perfect. Like you know what I mean? Like it's regardless of what's going on. Like I just need cooperation. Like not to sound like a drill sergeant or some shit like that, but I just it's a lot of these things we're already working under budget. We're already doing this, so it's already like kind of hard. So it's like if we're working together, don't make this shit harder than it needs to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like just kind of like even being careful who you work with, cuz shit, some of these people do not have the best rep, and I don't want to be affiliated with that. Like
I mean, you got to do your googles.
just recently, like, there was this young woman that I absolutely love. I love working with this young woman, but she has a bad rep, and I told her straight up about herself. I let her know, like, yo, you
Mhm.
need to be careful how you move because people talk about you like this. And as much as I would love to work with her, I just can't because I don't
It's gonna
want,
burn your face out.
yeah, I don't want that to be in an example of who I am at all.
Nah, I mean, and I see that a lot with managers.
Mm.
Like just to kind of turn it on its head. I mean, you see it a lot with managers, and you see it a lot with people that handle neither artists or handle events or what I'm saying, stuff like that. And it's a big thing on people just blatantly burning their face out or blatantly just having horrible reps. And it's like you know, a lot of this shit you don't have more than one chance. It's and a lasting an impression is a lasting one. You know what I'm saying? So it's and there's a specific person that I know that kind of just ran into that same wall, and it's like, well, I mean, I can't ever really work with you again either, or conduct any business with you because it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna look good for me, and it's not gonna look good for you. It's gonna look good for you because it's gonna look like you're back on a horse. But it's the same thing where it's like, it's a sad world, but it's just how it kind of has to go. Like, I always say like there's definitely a silent canceling thing that people love doing, and it's a real
Mm.
thing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You might not hear it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because you might not be in that group, but it's like it's a real thing, like
It
for sure.
is. And like this whole industry is so small. Everyone knows each other.
No matter what.
Yeah.
And I always, you hear a lot of people, especially like, I mean, people that aren't from here, but like are like, oh no, it's like LA is huge. No, it's not.
It's
It's
not.
not. Like everybody, it'll be the same person that throws the same fucking parties. It's the same four DJs.
Same
It's just,
people you see.
it's LA's nightlife isn't like it used to be before COVID. So, the clubs and everything don't really go anymore. So it's really the house parties or the really curated events that have certain people's names on it that you're gonna see people go to, but it'd be the same four people. It'd be the same thing. It's just not like how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? The networking outside is definitely, I feel like, going away as far as like if you look at it in the globe of things.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's networking has definitely become more of an online thing. But I mean, if you meet somebody in person and they're genuine, it's cool. Like yeah, but
Yeah.
like it's just very hard nowadays to like kind of weed through that.
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
No, it does.
I mean, even with shit like what we did here. I mean, like just working with you guys and stuff like that, and then seeing like oh, where like this person knows this person, and then it's like because this place is kind of like a melting pot of a certain type of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's that's what I kind of always liked about like here, and definitely like what Brittany has going on just with
Mhm.
it's a very calm place, and it's probably one of the better like art galleries that's out here because I've been to damn near all of them because you get a lot of like I'll be going like to little shits on the weekend by myself. You know what I mean? Yeah, I be trying to get. What I mean? That's another world in LA that's very hard to get into.
Yeah.
Is the art world.
Yeah.
Like LA's art scene is not like New York's art scene and shit like that, but it's
It's not.
it's and like it's hard. It's very hard to get into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and also too, they're like 45. They're a lot older.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it's a
saying?
lot more like it's like that for sure, and it's like everyone like I don't know. People in New York are actually creative.
Yeah.
So like coming here, it's like you meet a lot of people that are just talking, so you can like low key outshine.
Yeah, and I mean,
People.
and it's a pissing contest out here. Like,
Literally, yeah.
you know what I mean? But I will say too, maybe the creative thing, I could say it's debatable.
I mean, mad people now. I feel like
Yeah,
from even New York
but
and other cities are here.
but it's not about the creative part as much as it is the people being open minded.
True,
You know,
and even executing.
executing I feel still has to do with the creative part
Yeah,
because you have to like like anything else, like you have to still have a sequence of like or have a train of thought to be like, okay, like this is what I want to do, start it, middle point, finish it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of people only get to that middle point, and if they do execute it, I mean, it's usually done however the middle point planned out.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, not everything is gonna go to plan, and not everything is gonna be picture perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I just think a lot of people, when it comes to art or comes to creating, they're not as open minded as others,
yeah,
and I think that's what kind of separates like the whole kind of LA thing from New York, because you get a lot more. I'm not gonna say like abstract, but you're just gonna get a lot more things out of left field than what you're gonna get here. You know what I mean? And if you do get something like that here, 9 times out of 10, they've only lived here for 5 years.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're from somewhere totally different.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it's LA's art is pretty much damn near what you're gonna see in like Venice or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
some weird tie-dye acid shit. Like am I cap though? Like come on, like you know what I mean? Like it just depends on where you're at. You know, it depends
Yeah.
on where you go.
No, 100%.
But I mean, hey, but look, we've been talking for a while. I definitely want to say that I appreciate you being on here. You know what I mean? This has been fucking amazing.
No, thank you.
You know
We've
what
been
I'm
talking
saying?
about it.
I definitely hope anybody that's friends with me definitely looks into her, you know what I'm saying, into the description, because all of her shit is gonna be in the description, all of it. And I really,
Appreciate
yeah,
it.
you know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that, you definitely get the flowers that you deserve. Like, you're working, yes, hard. But I mean, you're doing good at it. Like, you're not good. It's fucking amazing. Like, you know what I mean? So, and you're executing. Just like you said, it's all about the execution. You're
Yeah.
fucking executing. You know what I mean? You're the definition of what that executing is gonna fucking look like.
1000%.
So, keep that shit up, please.
yeah,
We're gonna work together a lot. This is just the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
But definitely running out of time. So,
No, it's okay. I want to also say, like, all these plants are Brittany's mom's plant shop. It's called Lily Lux Planet. And
Shout
definitely
out-
check
what's it
it
called?
out. Lily Lux Planet. So shout out.
we're gonna put
Shout out to
everything in the
Lily.
description.
No, for sure. Shout
Everything.
out to Brittany for letting us use the Bird Museum.
Thank you, Brittany. You're the greatest.
She's
She's supposed to be on here next, guys, and she's ducking me. So go to her shit and
Brittany.
fucking destroy her comments and say, "Come to Extremely Rare. Stop fucking playing with me."
Nah, she will. She will.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. But anyway, I appreciate you. This has been Extremely Rare. Any last words?
Man, appreciate you for being you as always.
Trying. And we're out.
Put that shit on niggas, she like how I put that shit on. I put a Glock right off my hip and shoot some shots like D-Roll. I'm busy tryna get these racks, now I can't pick up the phone.